Hello, everyone. It is such an honor to be here today. My buddy over here, we've been having a really great time. Thank you so much for coming in person, and for all of you that are watching us live. This is the first of its kind of event that we have ever done, and that our former First Lady, or who I like to call Forever FLOTUS, her first higher ed event in this kind of way. We have been so fortunate to have had a long-standing UO Common Reading program that has established many relationships with publishers, and in particular Penguin Random House, who was the publisher of my novel, and allowed this special opportunity for us to connect. The relationships that we've created with the Common Reading program over the years have been through student clubs and organizations, student support services, our faculty, our residential communities, and our larger campus-wide community. And this could not have been done without the work of Dr. Julie Volker-Morris, who is our Common Reading Director. Thank you for creating such an incredible footprint for our campus. This relationship that we have today, this sort of special opportunity, was a part of a sort of a larger connection for Michelle Obama in wanting to connect with people all around the country, but knowing that she's quite a popular person, and we all can't always access her. And so we are really, really fortunate to not only have this moment that we're having here, the moment that we're having virtually, but at this very moment in Washington, D.C., the activities that are being prepared that our two students are able to engage in a really close, special setting is something that will likely change their lives forever. And hopefully change our lives as well as we experience their experience through their eyes. Today at the 10 o'clock live setting, Yara Shahidi is a producer, actress, and changemaker, best known for her starring roles in one of my favorite shows, Blackish and Grownish, and currently a student at Harvard University. Yara will moderate the conversation between Mrs. Obama and students from participating colleges in the interactive live stream appearance that we will all join together. And those are 22 other institutions that are involved. So part of this experience, we know that we have showcases happening all over, the events that are happening in the DMV area are being also recorded by BET, and so there'll be a later publication, production of that, which will be exciting to be able to see that on television as well. And just want to thank everyone who's gathering at the Black Cultural Center, Justice Bean Hall, the OVPRI office, OVPFA, the first year programs in Oregon Hall, CMAE, and a number of different locations that we haven't even heard of yet. This book has such reach, and we're so excited to be a part of that. As we begin, I'm also honored to introduce our first speaker. We have a host of things that are happening here live, and I would love to introduce Dr. Cherise Cheney, you can please come up here, Dr. Cheney. Dr. Cheney is the Director of Black Studies and an Associate Professor of Indigenous Race and Ethnic Studies at the University of Oregon. Dr. Cheney has been with the U of O since 2009, the same year the university established Ethnic Studies as a formal department. Dr. Cheney's research focuses on African American popular and political cultures, Black nationalist ideologies and practices, as well as issues of gender and sexuality. Her publications include Brothers Gonna Work It Out, Sexual Politics in the Golden Age of Rap Nationalism, and a work in progress, What Do We Have to Lose? I can't wait to read that one. Along with School Desegregation in Topeka, Kansas after Brown v. Board, 1953 to 1970. She teaches courses such as Introduction to African American Studies, Race and Sex in Hip Hop, Black Sexual Politics, and Introduction to Ethnic Studies. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Cheney.
Thank you. I'm totally honored to be able to be in semi-proximity to my pretend bestie, Michelle Obama. So I've been invited here to speak as the Director of Black Studies and as a Black Studies scholar today. And as a Black woman, I'm struck by how Michelle Obama's becoming is both temporal and transcendent. It is an excavation that's bound by race and extends beyond racial boundaries. It is a rich and wonderful narrative that weaves together local and national histories and Black migrations. It is a tale of two cities and two universities, two realities. It is the story of a generation of Black women born in the post-civil rights era and making a way out of no way and realizing the dreams of their ancestors. Michelle Obama's biography is deeply grounded in Black geographies that are created through external and internal practices defined by race and racism and resistance. Like me, many Black students at the U of O can identify with Obama's collegiate experience at a PWI, or as she described it, feeling like the brown spots in white rice. You know what it feels like to have your intelligence underestimated or your presence questioned. And in response, you search for social and intellectual spaces to be seen, heard, and validated. I hope that to develop Black Studies, the Black Studies program, and provide a respite for students. I also think it's important to heed her invitation to look upon the discomfort of this moment in your life, and as she says, quote, recognize the more universal challenge of squaring who you are with where you come from and where you want to go, unquote. The same could be said for our nation. As a collective, we've had a shared moment of reckoning, faced with the challenge of squaring who we are with where we come from and where we want to go. We are living in an historical moment of radical possibility, and I have high hopes for this generation, so many of whom have stood up against things like white supremacy and white settler colonialism, homophobia and transphobia. It reminds me of an aha moment in Becoming. While her then boyfriend Barack was speaking to a church at a community organizing event in Chicago, then Michelle Robinson had a revelation. She said, it's one thing to get yourself out of a stuck place, and it's another thing entirely to try to get the place itself unstuck. This is the challenge standing before us as faculty, staff, students, and administrators. We must weaponize self-interrogation. Who am I becoming? Who are we becoming? How can we facilitate a better tomorrow as me, for you, as us, and for we? So thank you.
Thank you so much. I felt like I was there. I felt like we were with Michelle. Yes, she heard you. That was amazing. Also now honored to introduce UO President Michael Schill, who will make his way on over there. But just wanted to send a really big thank you. The moment that we had shared that we were invited to participate, his support has been immeasurable. And many of you have access to the books because of what he's been able to provide. So thank you so much, President Schill, and we welcome your words.
Thank you, Kimberly, and good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here with you today. When Vice Provost Johnson first approached me with this special invitation for the University of Oregon to be in a conversation with Michelle Obama, as she indicated, I immediately said yes. I thought this was a wonderful opportunity. These types of opportunities for our students to connect with leaders who are inspiring, like former First Lady Michelle Obama, they're an opportunity for all of you, all of us, to really get more than just a degree from the University of Oregon, but also get experience in what it means to be a leader and what it means to be someone who is aspirational and someone who makes a difference. We are only one of 23 schools that had the opportunity to be engaged in today's event. And this is a really, truly special opportunity. And I look forward to the lessons and to the insights that our community will take away from this. And on behalf of the university, I'd like to thank Vice Provost Johnson, Director of the UO Common Reading, Julie Volker-Morris, who we clapped for but wasn't in here. So if you hear that, Julie, thank you. And also the staff of the UO Common Reading program, and many other faculty and staff members who made today's watch party and our participation possible. Now, In addition to the conversations with the former First Lady, this event also gave us a chance to learn more about some of our incredible students. We had the pleasure and the opportunity of celebrating the 22 incredible students who were nominated to attend the in-person event in Washington, D.C. Those students came from all parts of the university. They came from journalism, from political science, to physics, biology, anthropology, ethnic studies, law, pre-med, and many, many more. The selection committee was incredibly impressed with each of these students. Their nominations reflected the attributes and themes of Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. Their hard work, perseverance, dedication to themselves, their peers, their families, and their communities shone brightly through the words of their nominators. So to each of the 22 students, I'd like to say thank you. Each of you is a wonderful example of what it means to be a duck and why the University of Oregon is such a great place to learn, to teach, and discover. And like the theme of the book, we are becoming, we are changing, and I hope we are changing in a direction that bends towards equity, that bends toward social justice, that bends toward being a model university for our nation. So thank you, the 22 students, for being part of our great community, and also thank you for everyone who nominated these students. Each of you play an important role, not only with these students, but also for many, many others in our university community. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your mentorship of our students. So again, I just want to say how great it is to be here with you today in person as well as virtually. And I'm now going to hand over the podium to Provost Patrick Phillips.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us either in person or virtually. This is actually a very, I think, a proud moment for the university to participate in this. There are not that many universities that are doing it, and I think Julie and Kimberly and everybody who helped make this happen, it is exactly what a university should be and what we should be striving to do. My role is actually to talk a little bit about the students who will be participating, but I did want to share a couple of personal interactions with Michelle Obama's book. So my wife and I actually listened to the book on tape, as one sometimes does these days. I do enough reading in the rest of my life. And it's narrated by Michelle herself, and she has a wonderful voice and does a great job. A little better than Barack in his book, I would say, actually, but don't tell him that. So we're listening to the book, and she describes, as Cherie said, her becoming and her experiences in Chicago, and then gets to the relationship with Barack and talks about the first summer when they got together, and Barack was living in Hyde Park, and talks a little bit about that time. And I said, when was this exactly? And so I looked on the calendar, and I realized that I was living a few blocks from them at that time because I was a graduate student at the University of Chicago when they were getting together in their relationship. So it's one of those, I may have passed them on the street. I have no idea. I wouldn't know because they weren't who they are now then. Michelle described going to the Baskin-Robbins that I went to. You know, I could have been in there getting my double fudge chocolate at the same time they were. But that's in essence of what this book is. And I think both of them as a couple and as national leaders, it's a very personal relationship that many of us have with them. And I think for many people, it's more personal than I could even imagine because I don't have the same life experiences as everybody else. The other theme that I thought was really interesting in the book that also resonated with me is almost a deep sense of ambivalence that Michelle had about the role that she was called to serve. It was a certain amount of reluctance, I think, about that and what Barack was trying to do, and is this really how she wanted to spend her time or be subject to this kind of criticism. But she leaned into that and stepped forward to really serve this major role model and as a voice for people around the world. And I think that that is something that many of us experience. And so for our students, and actually everybody in the university community, never forget the fact that you always have an opportunity to lead in almost every interaction that you're in, even if you don't feel like it's what you want to do or it's the right thing for you at that moment. Overcome that sense because you are actually called by the world to do great things. And I think that's what Michelle Obama ended up being and doing, and is such a a sparkly exemplar of how one can do that work. So with that as a context, I want to reemphasize what President Schill said about the great students who wanted to participate in this event and go to Washington, D.C. We're proud of all of them, and I believe that in a week or so I'm going to have a conversation with them as we talk about their experiences and what they're hoping to get out of this whole event. But I want to highlight the two U of O students who are actually there with Michelle right now. And they share some common features. In particular, they're leaders on campus and really have invested their energy in making the university a better place. They're leaders among their peers. That is, they really invest in building community among their peers and providing support as well as opportunities for other students, especially the UO Black community, to thrive. They've done a great job in communicating and bringing groups together, and both of them spoke a lot about the importance of representing diverse communities and building diverse communities within the university. And also they have direct connections with the central themes of Michelle Obama's book, such as challenges in socioeconomic background, personal challenges, and educational issues and backgrounds that they have overcome or dealt with in their own lives. So the first student is Semeredin Kundin. Semeredin, and I don't know if we're actually going to see them on the screen at some point, and so hopefully there'll be cheers that we can do that they won't quite be hearing, but we'll be proud of what they're doing. So Semeredin is a fourth-year student from Portland, majoring in political science and planning, public policy, and management. He's a former vice president of the Associated Students of the University of Oregon, is co-director of the Black Male Alliance. Semeredin is also an amazing student who's a Wayne Morris Scholar, a McNair Scholar, a Diversity Excellence Scholar, and a Ford Foundation Scholar. And I think we ran out of the things to call scholar, so good job, Semeredin. So each of these students had letters of nomination that went with their applications. And I'd just like to quote one of the letters from Dr. Kevin Marbury, who's the Vice President for Student Life. So Dr. Marbury said, Semeredin demonstrates great leadership qualities, great integrity, and the ability to communicate with populations representing diverse identities, socioeconomic, and educational backgrounds. Semeredin would be a great ambassador for the University of Oregon, and this opportunity to gain knowledge and make connections that would further support and enhance his efforts to find ways to serve and elevate marginalized communities. And Semeredin himself said that Michelle Obama's memoir, Becoming, emphasizes the importance of lived experience and highlights key themes such as resilience, persistence, and acceptance. As someone who relies heavily on their lived experiences to help guide them, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to converse and hear more about how she continues to reflect and apply her experiences to her life while representing our campus community to the best of my ability. So thank you, Semeredin. We're very proud of you and your participation. The other student who will be there with Semeredin is Ellis Mims. And Ellis is a senior from St. Louis, Missouri, who grew up in San Francisco, California. He majors in physics with a minor in Black Studies and plans to pursue a doctorate in astrophysics. Ellis has been also a co-director of the Black Male Alliance, is a student lead for outreach and leadership at the Lily Parker Reynolds Black Cultural Center, and is also a McNair Scholar. So in the words of Dr. Aris Hall, who's the coordinator of the Lily Reynolds Parker Black Cultural Center, Ellis is passionate about his community and is always finding ways where he can collaborate and connect with communities he's a part of to make them one another. Ellis has and will continue to create a legacy that will instill change within his community and society. And from Ellis himself, I think the most exciting part of this entire opportunity is that while I will be physically there, I'm not the only one that will be going. I'm bringing my village with me. The people and places in my life that have knowingly and unknowingly poured into me and shaped me will also be there, as will all of us. Thank you very much.
Oh, perfect. We're going to try to see if we can show you photos of our students. And this is Dr. Julie Volker-Morris. So who doesn't like to be in front of camera, but I tricked her. I got her here. That was smooth. Good job, Kimberly. Before we sort of share the students who, many of them are here today, who were nominated and have an opportunity. Am I allowed to? No, I'm probably not allowed to. An opportunity to take some photos and celebrate. For that, I did want to thank the many people who actually helped pull all of this together. So if you just bear with me just for a moment. Thank you so much again to President Schill for your support of these events. Dr. Sharice Cheney for your amazing words today. Provost Patrick Phillips, again, for your participation next week in the conversation with the many students. And to all the coordinators and support and people who are on the committee, Daisy Martinez, Barbara Marbury, Dr. Aris Hall, Jamar Bean, Stella Marie Akandayomi, Lange McCormick, Susan Hanlon, Kevin Hatfield. There's a lot of people, guys. Christabel Drago, Hideaway Sorter, Cheyenne Thorpe, Caitlin Jimenez, Kevin Marbury, Marcus Langford, Tin Imman, Suzette Howard, all of the first-year experienced student coordinators, Tova Stavin. I mean, it is just amazing, all the people who've helped. Leslie Larson and team, Melody Moore and team, Kristen Elton, Jennifer Winters, Jesse Summers, Jackie Etchison, Dana Glasscock, Jessica Winders, Ellen Lang, Ashley Fulop, Kate Stuckey, Jesse Baldwin, Rebecca Melnick, Taylor McComb, Suzanne Reed, S.J. Wilhelm. I mean, amazing. Thank you so much for all of your support to have this happen. And this is wonderful. So she's got the photos, if you're able to see it, images of our students. But I
just want to clarify. We only have photos, unfortunately, of Semeredin and Ellis, but we have quotes from nominations that were received for all of our nominees, because it was really hard to pick students, because everyone who was nominated is simply amazing, and you made us want to cry. so we're happy to celebrate all of you here.
Great. So as we shared, Semeredin and Ellis as our students, but Nina Aaron, and we'll just leave that quote up there for you to read. Or maybe I should just read them. Nina is an incredible young woman who inspires me to stand up for my beliefs and be the best version of myself possible. She's brave and smart and continues to learn and grow daily. The opportunity will help her thrive at UO while she continues her research of race and gender in sports and continues her research past her undergraduate degree. Congratulations, Nina, for your nomination. Felix Adjana. Felix graduates in the spring from the U of O with a major in economics and a global studies minor with a focus on diplomacy and international relations at a university 7,300 miles from home. While studying in his fourth language, amazing, he is an inspiring example of the grit, positive spirit, perseverance, intellectual curiosity, and poise. Congratulations. Krishna Anand. Krishna Anand would make an excellent representative for the University of Oregon, given he embodies many of the characteristics outlined in First Lady Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, that are needed to be a successful public servant. Congratulations. Matilde Arias. I have never met a young person so focused and thoughtful about public engagement at the local level as a career path so early in their college education. She is intensely committed to helping her community find its voice and to making the experience of the Latinx population around the state of Oregon more possible. Congratulations. Angela Arrington. Angela is someone who epitomizes an Oregonian, from her undergraduate degree in environmental sciences to serving internships for NGOs, advocating for Oregon's coast and deserts to her ongoing graduate studies. My endorsement for Angela Arrington is easy to make. You will be lucky to have such an intelligent, mature, and creative young professional representing the U of O. Alexis Bacon-Yates. With the support of UO, I have realized my hopes in research related to linguistic and cultural diverse children with disabilities isn't too far-fetched, and UO is the ideal institution to guide me through the process. I am gaining a voice in demanding more for these families and developing an understanding on how to do so with support from UO professors and coursework. Amber Boisman. Amber shares many virtues with Michelle Obama. Wow, that's amazing. They are both strong while being kind, appreciative of progress while believing we can do better. And a smart, talented woman in law school, they are both determined to create a more just and equitable world. Can't wait to see what you do with the world, Amber. Jael Calloway, Jael consistently demonstrates strong leadership skills managing numerous projects with precision and poise. She oversees a team that coaches Black students across Oregon in discovering their voice and sharing their truth. Jael is respected by her peers and admired by her instructors. Emily Chavez is a recipient of the Class Award for Outstanding Undergraduate Project in Latinx and Latin American Topics and Issues 2021 for her short documentary titled Dreams That Cross Borders. Emily was awarded the Latinx Studies Experiential Learning Fellowship in May 2021 at the University of Oregon to help launch her next documentary, Te Mando un Fuerte Abrazo, DACA and Family Separation. Amber Dejohnette. Amber is a part of many organizations like Black Student Union, SYNOPS, bringing awareness towards brain trauma and injury support group, NSLS, Women in STEM, and Pre-Med Club. Amber has volunteered and conducted several fundraisers with City of Hope and was an ER assistant at San Dimas Community Hospital. It is apparent that Amber's perseverance is unmatched. She displays kindness, applicable skills, diversity, experience, and overall intelligence. Tito Flores-Bautista. Tito is a third-year student at the University of Oregon seeking a Spanish degree and business minor. In his summers, Tito has had an internship at the Salem Public Library and was the instructor of the PBS Cerebro program in the community he grew up in. He wants every student to know that they should reflect and own their lives, and because of it, they are here at the University of Oregon, becoming better people every moment inside and outside of the classroom. Aurora Godek. Aurora hopes to help people with her academic and experiential knowledge. Aurora is a hardworking, curious, eager, and determined student who would benefit greatly from the experience. Given the opportunity, she would utilize the skills gained from this event and apply it in her everyday life that would greatly add to the community through her involvement. Okay. Adriana Grant. Well, Adriana Grant is amazing and wonderful.
We have inadvertently an error. We realized there was a technical glitch before, and I think that's continuing with this version. Sorry.
Thank you, Adriana. Congratulations. There we go. Okay, great. Kundai Kapura. Kundai Kapura is a creative, talented student whose unique visions will take her far. As a student in product design, she's already established herself as an entrepreneur. There is no one more deserving of this honor than my classmate Kundua. Oh, classmate, that's a great nomination. Hadiya Kennedy. Hadiya is a future medical professional, a community member devoted to the developing healthy, just communities, an employee, a paraprofessional, and a student, a young Black woman who has refused to be told that she is incapable of achieving her goals. She has not eradicated, but rather built upon her unseen history of a non-traditional family background. She has swerved past the path of doubt and dejection that would have been so understandable for her to stay on. She has become a part of and built a support system not only for herself, but for those that come and have come after her. Rose Kordahl. I have had many students over time in my career at the U of O and previous institutions, but have never had one with Rose's positive attitude, work ethic, self-awareness, and overall passion to advocate for others. Rose has a very uplifting and professional demeanor that has helped her not only rise in our ranks as a student employee, but make sure to speak up when she feels there are avenues to implement change. Bajanae Landrum. In spite of challenges that Bajanae has focused upon her transition to U of O, she has shown herself to have a top-tier work ethic and is incredibly resilient, as she always maintains a smile and a positive attitude while she pushes forward. Bajanae works extremely hard on her academics in support of her goal one day, becoming a doctor. Bajanae has shown herself to be extremely resilient, hardworking, driven, and all-around genuine person. Feruza Legass. Feruza's talent comes packaged in a friendly, respectful, and confident human being. She is the most highly talented and driven student I have met in my early experience at the UO. Her commitment to service and activism is demonstrated through her leadership roles in Summer Academy to Inspire Learning and Black Women of Achievement. Imani Lindberg. Imani would be an excellent representative of the U of O and has a personal story of perseverance that would motivate any student to face challenges head-on. As a person with a passion for helping and serving others, Imani can't help but put what she's learned into practice as she completes her master's degree and makes her way into the policy world. Bailee Magee. Bailee hopes to work with women and children experiencing abuse. Upon completing her master's, Bailee hopes to go on to receiving her JD and becoming a juvenile defense attorney. We should talk. Bailee wants to provide adolescents and juveniles caught in the foster care and legal system the support to help them heal and begin transforming their lives. Idil Osman. Idil strongly believes in being an advocate and wants to help increase access to healthcare in largely marginalized communities in Portland, especially to low-income families of color who may be more hesitant or cannot afford to seek healthcare services. Her impressive experiences at the U of O and beyond show what an important asset she is to the community. Congratulations to all of our student nominees. And can all of our nominees please stand if you're able? I know that virtually you can't see it, but congratulations. We have flowers and books and gifts for you all. Congratulations on this honor. We are now closing our activities. We hope that you all enjoy the 10 o'clock watch party. For those of us that are here, the party begins. We have quizzes and games and photo ops, and Michelle is here in cutout form, and Puddles is here. So please enjoy, participate. Thank you so much for being here.